She created a fake pregnancy lie to her friend's fiancé. The first person to cry wasn't the woman standing at the altar, it was the woman sitting quietly in the last row. She kept staring at the bride without blinking her eyes. Every smile from the couple felt like another reminder that something had slipped through her fingers. Nobody noticed the way she quietly left the ceremony. Before it ended, nobody knew what was going through her mind. Not even her best friend. If someone had told her months earlier that she would one day try to destroy this marriage before it even began, she would have laughed and called them crazy or jealous. But jealousy has a way of changing people. It all started on an ordinary afternoon. Two close friends had gone to a supermarket after work. One was warm, patient, and never judged people by what they wore. The other loved expensive things. She dreamed of luxury lifestyle and believed that a man's value could be seen in his clothes, his watch, and the car he drove. But that was wrong. As they stood near the checkout line, a young man politely greeted them. He wasn't dressed in design clothes. His shoes looked worn. His shirt was simple, and he carried only a small shopping bucket. He smiled and noticed and introduced himself. Before he could finish speaking, the friend who loved luxury rolled her eyes. Hi there, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, please subscribe, click on the notification button, like and share. She rolled her eyes away from him. I'm sorry, she said with a laugh. You are talking to the wrong person. She turned away as if he wasn't worth another second of her time. The young man looked embarrassed. Before the silence came too uncomfortable, her friend stepped forward. I'm really sorry, she said kindly. Please don't take it personal. He smiled. It's all right, she smiled back. That same conversation lasted less than 3 minutes. Neither of them knew it would change their lives forever. Over the next few weeks, they met again by coincidence, sometimes at the supermarket, sometimes at a nearby coffee, sometimes while waiting for public transport. Their conversation became longer. They laughed about small things. He discovered that she listened more than she spoke. She discovered that he respected everyone no matter who they were. Slowly, friendship became something deeper. Meanwhile, her best friend continued chasing men who looked wealthy. Every week, there was someone new. Every week, she said she had finally found the life she wanted. But every relationship ended the same way. One evening, the humble friend finally introduced the young man to her. This is the man I have been telling you about. The moment she saw his face, she froze. It was the same man she had dismissed at the supermarket. She forced a smile. Oh, it's you. He greeted her politely as though nothing had happened. He never reminded her for the day she humiliated her. The relationship continued to grow. They worked hard every day, taking extra shifts and quietly building his business. Without showing off, his life slowly changed. The man she once called ordinary was becoming successful, not because of luck, because of discipline. One evening, he got down on one knee with tears in her eyes. She said yes. The engagement brought joy to both families. Everyone celebrated, everyone except one person. She smiled during the engagement party. She hugged the couple. She even helped choose decoration for the wedding. But every smile hid another feeling, regret. The more she watched them together, the more she remembered the day she had laughed at him. She wasn't jealous because he had become successful. She was jealous because someone else was now living the life she believed should have been hers. Soon, strange things started happening. Annoying messages arrived. Rumors spread. People whispered that the groom wasn't as faithful as everyone believed. The bride ignored the gossip. She trusted the man she loved. Then one afternoon, after everything changed, her best friend arrived at her house crying. She looked frightened. She claimed she had been hiding a terrible secret. With tears rolling down her face, she pointed at the fiancé. "I'm pregnant." The room felt silent, and the father, nobody spoke. Heart the bride felt her heart sink. The man stood frozen. He couldn't believe what he had just heard. He denied everything, but she cried harder. She acted so convinced that even members of both families began to question him. The wedding was cancelled. The engagement became the biggest topic in town. Friends disappeared. Neighbors took sides. The man who had spent months proving his honesty suddenly looked like the villain. Days turned into weeks. He begged people to believe him. His fiancée wanted to trust him, but the accusation was too serious to ignore. Then something unexpected happened. The woman who claimed to be pregnant began avoiding simple questions. She refused hospital appointments suggested by both families. She always had another excuse. Finally, the groom insisted they visited a doctor together. This time, she couldn't escape. The examination lasted only a short while. When the doctor turned, the room became completely silent. "There is no pregnancy." She stared at the floor. Nobody moved. Nobody bothered. The doctor repeated the words. "There has never been a pregnancy." The truth crashed into the room like a storm. She finally broke down between tears. She confessed everything. She admitted she had rejected him because she thought he wasn't good enough. She admitted she became jealous after seeing her friend's happy relationship. She admitted she couldn't bear watching the wedding happen. So she created the lie that almost destroyed two innocent lives. The room filled with disappointment, not because she had lost a man, but because she had betrayed the only friend who had always stood by her side. Months later, the wedding finally took place. It wasn't as grand as they had first planned it, but it was filled with something much stronger than expensive decoration: trust. As they exchanged their vows, they understood something many people never learned. Real love isn't built on appearance, money, or first impression. It's built on honesty, patience, and character. And sometimes the greatest lesson in life isn't losing the person you wanted, it's realizing too late that you threw away people who would have loved you sincerely. If you enjoy real relationship stories that reveal the truth people try to hide, subscribe now, because another unforgettable story is waiting for you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching till the end. God bless you, and see you in my next episode.